Hi, Kylie here and welcome to my Playing With Me for May. So this is very late and I'll explain a little bit of why. The weekend I probably should have been drawing up my bullet journal. I was doing this, which is a little book nook that you put into like your bookshelf between books and it all lights up and it's a little library and it's really fun and enjoyable. And I was doing that instead of doing my bullet journal because, sometimes you've just got to go with your heart. Anyway, it's one of the reasons this is a bit late. I did draw this up last weekend though, and it's taken me this long to get a video together. Partly it's because I'm just really busy with work at the moment. And the other reason is I'm finally trying to finish my studio. So this is something I started trying to get right in early 2021. And it's taken me this long to work out the bits that really weren't working and to really do a good cleanse of all the things in my studio. I have a lot of stuff, and some things that I don't really do anymore, like scrapbooking and that sort of stuff, which some of it has a little bit of a life in some of the other things that I do, but other bits just need to go. So I've been having a big clean out and I needed to get a couple more pieces of furniture in order to really make the space what I want to make it. And I'm nearly there. I would say I'm 98% there. And I have lost the will to do this last little piece, mainly because some things I'm just not entirely sure whether I'm going to get rid of or where the best place to put them is. So I'm just sitting with the last little bit for probably this week and hopefully I'll get it finished next weekend. But that means that May has been a little bit late. Mind you, it has been drawn up. So it's been drawn up for a week. I've been using it. But yeah, it's just been a bit late for me to finish this video and get this video to you. So I apologise for that. Most of you probably didn't even really notice. Most of you probably don't even watch it close to the beginning of the month. So what are you going to do? But this is May. I decided to do buildings for May. I have done buildings before in 2021. I think I did buildings and I enjoy them. I enjoy buildings and buildings are a fun thing to draw because you can just mix styles and architecture. You can have as much detail as you want or as little detail as you want, and everyone still knows it's a building. So, you can really get very involved in the whole process, or you can make it really very simple, however much detail you want to go into. And that whole thing of just, mixing up styles and putting things together that no architect would ever put together, but hey, it looks cool to have this here, so this is what I'm doing. So yeah, I decided I'd do buildings again because they're good fun. I enjoy them. So that's the theme for this month. Now, May has been very busy. The end of April and the beginning of May have been very busy for me, which is why I haven't had a lot of time to do some creative things that I wanted to do, or to sit down and put the video together and do the voiceover and do all of those bits and pieces. So yeah, but I've had some really lovely projects that I'm working on that I can't wait to sort of put out into the world. I've got a couple of explainer videos I'm doing and another one on key messaging for sort of community. So that'll be interesting to see. That's a bit of a longer project, so stuff won't actually be out in the world for a while, but it's going through a long consultation process, which is great because people are going to have a say as to whether the messages sort of sit with them or not, which is how this sort of messaging should actually go, which is lovely. But in the meantime, buildings. It's one of the other reasons that I did. I say this, I'll say it's the other reason I did buildings because they're quite quick and easy to do. But this still took me just over 3.5 hours to draw up my full bullet journal. So, it depends what you mean by quick. we'll see how we go. The other thing, and I will mention this because honestly, you know how you learn things and then you just fail to apply them and you do stuff and it annoys you because you're just not doing the thing that you learnt to do. Right, the size brush that I'm using for this level of detail is not the right size brush. I know this, and yet I still use it and it's still, everything goes a little bit pear-shaped and yeah. So anyway, I did eventually, as I was going through and doing this, get my smaller brush to do the details with, and it works incredibly well. But anyway, so this is a Regina Spektor song that I'm using. I'm just breezing past that, that I'm using for my bullet journal for this month. This is how it works. You're young until you're not. You love until you can't. No, you love until you don't. You try until you can't. You laugh until you cry. You cry until you laugh. And everyone must breathe until their dying breath. So it's on the radio and it's lovely. I love this. Like, there's a lot of Regina Spektor's music that I love, but this one, I don't know, it's just really simple storytelling, and I find the lyrics just really, really impactful. They tell a lovely story because it's true. So that was my quote for this month. As you'll notice, I didn't show you like drawing in the dates and the focus because why bother? But you can see a little bit of watercolour coming through from the next page. It's because I did do the quote last. And I did that because my brain got really stuck into doing buildings and I just went, no, I'll do buildings and come back and do the lettering later. So that's all fine. But I don't know why I recorded this at a different resolution to everything else. I don't know how my brain works. If you know how my brain works, good on you. But I don't know why I occasionally do these things, and it's not like it's intentional. So just ignore the fact that the resolution changes for that period of time. I'm trying to ignore it. So the thing with drawing buildings and doing that is that you're largely drawing sort of streetscapes or cityscapes, or you're drawing very horizontal things. So for those of you who have been here for the last few months, you'll know that I've been largely using the strip down the centre between the two pages to do a lot of the drawing work and put a lot of the embellishment, and that doesn't really work with buildings. So I've changed the layout slightly, and I'm pretty sure that it'll be fine, that I'll have more than enough space to be able to capture all of my tasks. Well, I have for the last 2 weeks, so that should be fine for the rest of the period of time. So yeah. But yeah, it's just a little bit of tweak to it, and we'll see how it goes. The thing that I have been really atrocious doing is capturing my mood tracking. And again, if you were here at the beginning of the year with the layout, I moved all the mood tracking to one page or one layout, and it was working really well for me for a couple of months, and now it's not. So I need to look at whether that's something I keep doing in that way, which I do like having it all together on one page because it gives me a bit of an indication about some of the cyclical stuff that's happening. But at the same time, I just forget to do it. So maybe I just need to make it a little bit of an intentional reflective practice for me at the end of each day, before I walk away from my computer. My bullet journal's sitting next to me. I should just flip it open and go, right, what's my mood been like today? But I have to do something intentional with it because it's not working at the moment. And that's not great for me because tracking my mood is actually something that's really powerful for me, and it's helped me see some things that I wasn't really noticing about myself in some different ways that things have been working. So anyway, that's just one of the little learnings and lessons I have of my bullet journal at the moment. Putting it all together may not have been the best thing to do, but then again, maybe I just need to get off my butt and sort an intentional end of the day thing rather than just assuming that I'm going to do it reflexively, because that's not happening. So the first little layout I did was more of like a city streetscape, and this is like a little village. So like I said, buildings themselves are just fun to draw, and they don't have to be architecturally accurate or anything else. They're just fun. So I hope that May is going well for you, and I can truly say that this month because we're halfway through the month. So I hope that May is going well. I hope that whatever it is you're achieving or trying to achieve, that it's working for you, and that, life is generally pretty good, because it's not really a given. I hope that is for you. I hope that you enjoy watching the rest of this, because I'm about to just throw music behind it. And that you like the layout. You'll notice when I flip through at the end, I have put some post-it notes over the content, because as I said, I have been using it, and there's some client information in there, plus also a couple of reflective journal things that, quite frankly, I'm happy to share quite a bit of stuff, but other things, So you'll see some post-it notes over content, but largely you'll see a flip through, and that will be fine. But I hope the rest of May is good for you. I really will try to get June done in a lot more timely way, because I need to do that for me, not just sharing it out into the world. But I just need to get a little bit back on track with my time and how I'm spending it. And if I get my studio, then next month you might see some photos of everything looking all neat and tidy and sorted in my studio, which will be very nice. So enjoy the rest of May. I hope to see you for the beginning of June, and thank you very much for being here. Bye.